Hello, and welcome to the Utah State Capitol. I'm Representative Craig Frank, and we're standing here on the west side of the Capitol in the Utah State Law Enforcement Memorial. This memorial is dedicated to the men and women who have given their lives for our safety. As legislators, we take an oath of office. We promise to support and defend the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of this state. At least a couple times a year, I make a point of reviewing these historic documents. And although historic by writ, they are in fact just as applicable today as the day they were penned. So vital were the mandates expressly provided for in the U.S. Constitution that the founders dedicated the first paragraph or the preamble of that document delineating the general guarantees of and provisions for the freedom, liberty, and security of its citizens. We, the people of the United States, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense. So as lawmakers, we have taken upon ourselves the responsibility to provide citizens with a safe and secure society. What does that mean? When it became apparent last year that every segment of the state budget for fiscal year 09 and fiscal year 10 would require substantial cuts because of decreasing revenue sources, there were a number of concerned citizens who approached me about how we might maintain certain segments of public safety during the current economic downturn. Specifically at risk was the potential reduction of highway patrol forces on our state highways and roads. The Highway Patrol is our state highways elite force for public safety. Revenue reductions in public safety are inevitable this year. Currently on the fiscal year 10 chopping block is 20% of Utah Highway Patrol road forces. 1 out of every 5 officers will be fired to accommodate current budget shortfalls. Now, any reasonable man or woman, for that matter, quickly recognizes the inherent problem created when over 60 troopers are removed from our state highways. On the surface alone, one quickly realizes that over 800 unchecked drivers who are under the influence of intoxicants operating motor vehicles on our highways and state roads would be placing themselves and, more importantly, other drivers and pedestrians at risk of injury or even death. The Utah Department of Public Safety provided an analysis of the impact of public safety if 61 troopers had to be fired because of budget cuts. So what does this mean? An approximately 20% reduction in troopers, or 61 troopers, would mean a decrease annually of 854 drunk driver arrests, 3,538 accident investigations, nearly 40,000 traffic stops, 915 felony and misdemeanor warrant arrests, 58,377 calls for service such as motor assist or road debris, and 117,730 hours of obligated time responding to emergencies. We originally started this bill with an estimate based on the firing of 42 troopers. We knew that the cost would be between $1.50 and $2 per vehicle registration. The intent was to run the bill through at $2 and then adjust downward appropriately. Now that the new numbers are out and the DPS, or Department of Public Safety, is considering 61 trooper cuts instead, it will be necessary to keep the fiscal note at $2 per vehicle per year. This will net approximately $5.351 million a year for registration fees to the Public Safety Restricted Account. The cost estimate from the DPS, or Department of Public Safety, is $5.255 million for 61 troopers. Built into the statutory language of this bill is a sunset date of June 30th, 2012. A sunset requires the automatic repeal of this fee on that date. When that day comes, the economy will have corrected itself to a point where the general fund will support proper trooper levels on our highways. Not only do we have an obligation to protect our citizens, We have a responsibility and obligation to protect those who protect us. Thank you.